Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Your Football Show, and it's time for your Leeds versus Sheffield Wednesday post-match review. Only positive from, no, two positives, Jed Spence cameo and a clean sheet. Outside of that, it was just pretty garbage. Leeds United need to change something. I know it's still early days, but Daniel Farke needs to use this international break to try and find a way to open up a low block, because Salford did it, Chef Wednesday did it, and we didn't create enough, not clear-cut chances anyway. Rutter had a few. His finishing really needs to improve. I mean, he gets put through at one point and he just passes it back to the goalkeeper. To be fair, the goalkeeper did make two very good saves, I think, from Somerville and Pirro. Pirro was pretty non-existent. And I know naturally people will say straight away, play him in the nine. He's got to play in the nine, but I don't think he'll be able to do what Rutter does in terms of pressing from the front. And also Rutter, what I do like when the ball goes into him and you try them little ones and twos off the likes of Somerville and Nonto. But the thing is, Chef Wednesday haven't got a point. They're the worst team in the division, one of, and they've come and got a point at Elland Road in a Yorkshire derby. It's not good enough, really, if we're being totally honest. Look, it's a work in progress. Results would have gone our way today, and I was convinced that we were going to win this game comfortably. Wasn't to be. The subs were a little bit too late, but if they're not fit enough, they're not fit enough. You know, you have to give Daniel Farke the grace with that, because ultimately these lads have come in and haven't had a pre-season to deal with. But yeah, it was just a bit rubbish, wasn't it? Pure championship. The level is not great. Leeds United have a team that, for me, is one of the best in the division and should be doing more, but it's still early days. You know, our season started 2nd of September today. We got a win against Ipswich, which was a great win. And look, and that's the issue, you see. When we go up against teams that are going to play, we'll do all right. We'll do all right against Southampton. We'll do all right against Leicester, Coventry, Hull City. Teams like this that want to play Sunderland even. But when you're going to play them basement dwellers or teams that don't have great guns going forward, let's be honest, in that second half, Chef Wednesday were more dangerous than what we were. And that's saying a lot. This is a team that ain't great at all. Barry Bannon played, does what Barry Bannon did. I don't think he was his creative best, clearly not, because they didn't create loads. But he always just seemed to pop up right place, right time. And on that respect as well, I do want to give props. Props to the two centre-backs again. Strout was great again, as was Rodon. James Shackleton, great performance. I was worried about him when they were popping the ball out to an either Gregory or Patterson, and he's half the size, and he was winning second balls, he was winning headers. He had another good performance and looked good going forward. I still think we should have got a left-back. I still think we're missing a creator in there, and we should have got a 10. Jaden Anthony's not a 10. He's an extra body that's just going to help, shoulder the burden of the loss of Sinistera. He's the sort of player that maybe unlocks something today. He's a match winner. I'm not sure Jaden Anthony is. Somerville, I really like him. He always looks like he can make something happen, but ultimately you have to find a way, either by player personnel or via the system, to carve open these defences. I know we're not Man City, but Man City find a way. They found a way against Sheffield United. Teams of a sufficient quality. I suppose it's a lazy comparison, but what I'm saying is the players that we have to find a way. The players have to find a way, or Daniel Farke has to find a way. Because if not, teams will just follow that blueprint. We'll just do what Salford did. We'll just do what Chef Wednesday did and say, you shall not pass. Because we could have played that game 3 times and continued playing all night, and we still wouldn't have scored. It's just not good enough, really. I don't know how that... Daniel Farke's got to find a way. It's easy to say put Pirro in the 9, but yeah, I don't know if it's just as easy as that. Maybe, look, Jed Spence, when he came on, really shone with his ball-carrying abilities and his ability to ride challenges that he will be able to get us into dangerous positions. The international break came at the right time for Leeds United, because we now have 10 days, there or thereabouts, to put together a coherent plan, work on the passes, the moves that are going to enable us to break down low blocks, because I dare say we're going to face more of them than we're not, because not that many teams are going to come to Elland Road and say, okay, we'll play you. That's the mad thing. We're probably going to look better against the better sides. But we've been here before. It was the same under Bielsa. Sometimes we have these games. I would argue as well, I think we should have had a penalty for Iorfa's challenge on Nonto. I think if that's in the Prem and you've got the luxury of VAR, I think that's given. Referee bottled it. I think, again, the referees at this level in England are terrible, but in the Championship, it's just worse. I feel sorry for them that are in the Conference and League Two. Imagine the state of it down there. Honestly, abysmal refereeing all game, really. Well, I mean, even, look, we had a lot of the ball. 67%, but ultimately, again, did nothing with it. Expected goals, 1.28. Sheff Wednesday had 1. You know what I mean? And this is a team that have been garbage, and for me, one of the worst teams in the division. It's not been going well. They'll be buzzing. They'll be buzzing to come away from Ellen Road with a point. Of course, they needed a point. They ain't got one, so first point for them is huge. But to come to Ellen Road and get it against a team that's just beat Ipswich, against a team that spent the money that it has, I think there's only Leicester that have spent more than us. It's not good enough. It isn't. But listen, the saving grace is we're only, 5-6 games in. There's a long way to go. We've got an international break now, and I expect a totally different Leeds United when we return from the international break. One that's going to be able to create chances at will, carve teams open, regardless if you put 10 men by the ball or you want to come at us, we'll play you, you know. Daniel Farke's the right man, of course he is. I'm not questioning him. I'm just saying something needs to happen over these 10 days so that teams can't come and do that and expect to get a point, because we need 3 points, don't we? We need 3 points. So, naturally the fallout on social media will be so much. We're crying out for a number 10. If you have a number 10, that enables Pirot to, operate in his preferred position. Sometimes he looked lost, obviously dropping too deep as well. But this is where Farke has to earn his money. And these results are okay at this stage of the season. Ultimately, those that will be saying we're not getting top 2, they're too far ahead, have a day off. There's still 40-odd games left of this season. This Championship is wild. It's like the wild, wild west, yeah? Will Smith settings. A wiki wow, wow. But, look, if this sort of result's happening towards the back end of the season, then it ain't looking good. But it's happening early. We'll find a plan. We'll find a way, and hopefully with the players we have at our disposal, we'll create chances. We'll win games of football, Only one win, it's not quite good enough. But look, Leicester lost today against Hull. Southampton got beat 5-0 by Sunderland. Rotherham beat Norwich. These were all the early pace setters. They're going to run away with it. It don't work like that in this division. Huddersfield beat West Brom, for God's sake. So I say a point's not bad. It is bad. But, this division is wild. Middlesbrough beaten 2-0 by QPR. So anyone telling you, it's gone, they're on the wacky-backy. Trust me, there's a long way to go in this division. Many twists and turns. Today wasn't great. We had so much of the ball, again, without doing anything. The fact is, we're not going to face Ipswich every week, or we're going to come and play. We're going to face more of this. So Daniel Farke has to work on a plan to make sure we nullify it. The one main takeaway, Leeds have kept our first competitive clean sheet since a 1-0 win versus Southampton on February the 25th. A run of 23 matches. Hallelujah. Alhamdulillah. You know what I mean? So have that. Take that into the international break with you. Take that as your positive. Know that when Spence came on, he looked different gravy. Know that Kamara, Gruev will be added to this. Know that Farke is one of the best managers in the division, if not the best manager in the division. And know that he's going to get into this side and make sure by the time we return after the international break, these sort of results won't happen. You could have 10 men behind the ball. You can come at us. Either way, we're going to win football matches. And I genuinely believe that will be the case. So please take that into the international break with you. It's been a terrible start to the season. It's been an even worse end to the window. But just enjoy the break now. I know I will. Listen, smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new, please. Get your comments in, and of course, hit that notification bell. And I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.
I don't
care. It's 1-0. We're fucking down. 13th in the Championship. The takeover happened, as I said it would. People will be... when have we got Leeds?